What's up, magic lovers? I have an interesting idea for a video today. So I was sitting around thinking about this. How many official rider back playing cards are marked? So I started thinking about it. I think I might have all of them. And if I don't, leave it in the comments because I want to know more if there's any other types of actual rider back officially marked playing cards out there that I don't have in my collection. I want to talk about all of them today. So I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options here. 2 are honorable mentions and we have a top 5. So let's get into it. So the first I'd like to mention is an honorable mention, and that's going to be any deck of rider backs, standard otherwise, that you can grab and mark yourself, because the first item on the list here is going to be the PM marking system by Peter McCabe, and that's a downloadable PDF that allows you to mark your own rider backs. And why did I include it here on this list? Well, because it is specifically designed for the bicycle rider back design, and it's a brilliant system. It's really beautiful, very easy to see, and not easy to see if you don't know what you're looking for. So there's that. That's the first honorable mention, but I had to throw that out there because it's a fabulous option, great option for this. But let's move on to the second honorable mention. Now this one's an honorable mention because it is a marked rider back, except it is a little bit stylized, which is going to be the Series 1800 bicycle playing cards by Illusionist. Now these are out of print and they're pretty rare. But this is an awesome deck of cards. Very easy to read, great handling. They have a kind of a thick coating to them when it comes to their ink, so they might not be as smooth as some of the other ones here on the list, but they're still pretty damn good, right? And that marking system is absolutely excellent. So even here in medium lighting conditions like I have here, I can tell you this is the ace of clubs immediately. So that just goes to show you. And no, we're not going to go into the marking systems for each one, but I will give you an example. Definitely not gonna do that, but I'll let you see the backs here. And it's an older looking card, great looking faces. Very hard to find. You could probably find it on eBay. That's usually where most of them are found nowadays. So that is the Bicycle Series 1800. Next up on the list, now we're getting into the top 5. The top 2 is going to be controversial for reasons, and you'll see. But let's go into the next one. The next one is going to be the marked Bicycle X Butterfly deck, right? So these are the rider backs, and they are also marked. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, not the greatest marking system for me to read, only because I forget how to read it sometimes because I don't use them enough. But, man, okay. So obviously, it's not a reader system. This is an actual coded system, but it is very easy to read. Don't get me wrong. I just haven't practiced with them so much. And that goes for a couple of reasons, and that's pricing. Which there's other ones on this list that are even more expensive than these, which these aren't, honestly, let's be honest, I think they're like 14 bucks, 13 bucks, something like that. They're not very expensive. But in terms with, I mean, I think they might be the cheapest, second cheapest option on this list. Of course, rider back marked playing cards are going to be expensive versus everything else because we're not supposed to mark on the back. That is something I was going to mention, but I kind of forgot. The bicycle is very protective of their rider back design, so there's most of these on this list you can't even get. So the first option, yes, you can get the Series 1800, you can get, but they're really rare. These are readily available. Great opinion, or great option, I should say, because they are, man, look at that. They handle beautifully. On a scale of 1 to 10, how easy to read are they? I'd say they're about 3.5 to 4 star out of 5 for readability. So can they be read from a, they can be read from a spread. So there's a lot of really good options there. One way, they have special other stuff I don't want to get into. There's, I believe, the second version of them out right now, so you can get these in red or blue. Great option there. And Andre is the man. Butterfly marking systems, if you're familiar with them, they work very, very similarly. So this is a really, really good option. I actually have a review for these on the channel. Love them. I wish I used them more, honestly, because they wish I could afford more. Okay, so let's go on to the next option here. This next option is also extremely rare. You can only find it on eBay. This is the marked Riderback Gamblers. Okay, so the Gamblers, there's a modern version of the Gamblers which is available at Vanishing Ink that you can still get, which is in the maiden back instead of the rider back. But they did have a version early on, same company, and it was also I think designed with help of Boris Wilde, who has another entry here on the list. But the Gambler's Mark deck is a great one. It is a stacked and marked deck. So it's marked for position, and it is marked for suit and value. So you can get a lot of value out of something like this, right? And you may or may not see what's going on there. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. But these are really, really good quality. Again, bicycle quality playing cards. They're extremely smooth. Super rare though. That's the only bad part. And there are there's other stacks I would have chosen than what they went with here. Me personally. And there's better stuff for that. But if you have a stack memorized or something like that, then none of that is of any concern anyway. So if you want something, oh, by the way, these are extremely well hidden. I can put these at a close-up, and you would not be able to tell that these are marked. The marking systems on there are incredibly well hidden and stylized. Let me put it like that. They're very well hidden and stylized within this. Where the butterflies that we were just looking at earlier, they're noticeable, but your spectator's not going to know what they are or that they're significant. So it's the complete opposite over here, but both options are very good. This one, they're just not going to see it. It blends in very well. Super expensive and difficult to get. eBay, if you want to try to get your original Riderback Gamblers mark deck. Yes, that was, let's see here if it says anything else. There's a cool little reveal right here. It says Jack of Clubs. Nope, I want to see if it said anything else about the fact that Boris Wilde designed it. I was telling you, right, there's let you know the stack is up here, which is interesting. Also, so most of these decks don't really have too much hidden information about the manufacturer. Butterfly.com, illusionist branding at the bottom of this one, and then, you know, the other one you make yourself. So let's move on to the next one, which is going to be the Boris Wilde mark deck. This one's great, man. This one's one of my favorites. Really, really good. And he has a couple of books out on this deck, the Boris Wilde mark deck book, and I can put pictures here. And there's a lot of things you can do with this type of marking system that you can't do with just any other type of marking system. So let's get that reveal card there out of the way. We don't need that. Little piece of information there. Man, these feel so good. So these are also coincidentally blue seals, which I just had a video opening up some blue seals. So these are old Ohio stock, and man, do they feel good. They feel really good. Also, I think I forgot to mention, we're going to come right back to you, Boris Wilde. The Gambler's Mark deck is a little funny little feature that I just neglected to mention. It is also a stripper deck. So I don't know why I forgot to mention that, but that allows you to control cards. So that's another little feature that you get with the gamblers. This one is not. This one is a very standard deck, except, well, the markings are ingenious. You can read them from a spread. Okay, they're very easily read. And I know, actually, I forgot, I didn't even give you an example of the Gambler's Mark deck, but I can read that very quickly for you here. Let's see. Right here, this one's going to be the King of Spades. King of Spades, there you go. So you can see how easy these are to read. Now, are these as easy? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. These are, this is the Seven of Diamonds. Okay, so I am a little bit rusty with this one, but man, this one is so good though. Let's see here. Let me just pick one out of the spread. Let's go for something up here. And we have the Five of Clubs. And just to give you an idea of the speed, and I don't practice with this particular deck as much, and I think they're a little bit easier to see on the newer version. This is the older version that you would have to find on eBay, the rider back. But the newer version, the maiden backs, they're actually very well made. And I think a little bit easier to read. Man, these are hidden so well. They're actually hidden so well that it's almost hard for me to spot them, even when I'm looking right here. So this is going to be another Diamonds, King of Diamonds. Okay, this is going to be the Five of Clubs. These are really good. I really like the, probably should shelve them first, but I want to keep them in good condition. These are one of my favorite Mark decks of all time. It's a legendary deck. If you don't know about it, I would suggest getting his newer version, because his newer version, like I said, is slightly easier to read than this version, which is a good performance perk. But if you're looking for the original rider back design and still having a really good Mark deck, this is it. Please, because I didn't read it so good on the spot, don't take that as them not being good, because they're probably top 3 Mark decks of all time for sure when it comes to innovation and how things work, right? So the next one is one that I love a lot and is still available. It's expensive. This is the Ultimate Mark deck by Magic Dream Paris. And this Mark deck runs about $40 to $50 depending on how much in stock it is, I guess, and if it's a secondary retailer. With tariffs and all that stuff, this coming from Paris, and they are still printed from the United States Playing Card Company. They just sell them from their Paris location. I'm not sure if they have a type of shop here or something like that, or warehouse. But I love this one. This one is probably easiest to read. So this one's going to be Jack of Spades, right? Let's see. This one's going to be the Two of Spades. This one's going to be the Three of Spades. And no, those aren't in order. I was looking like it was for a second there. Yeah, but they are extremely quick to read, extremely hidden, very well hidden at that. The quality of the cards are excellent. That's just it. They're just expensive, and that's really the only problem with this deck of cards. Beyond that, I think they are the ultimate tool when it comes to if you wanted to just have a regular Mark deck, no other features, no other frills. A Mark deck that's in rider back, that's still available, and you gotta pay if you want it. That's the bad part. It is very expensive at $40 a deck minimum from what I've seen. I've seen them for $30. I've got them for $30, but they are really, really, really expensive. And I have a few of these, and I don't want to use them because they're so good. So the most controversial option that I have next is these. These are actual high quality black market. Yes, I said that, black market, meaning these are counterfeit rider back playing cards. This is essentially a copy of the Ultimate Mark deck, except it's counterfeit. And someone gave this to me, And I thought I'd share it with you today because the interesting part is it's about 1/4 the price. So these are going to run around $20. Well, it was around 1/4, and then they went up recently because, like I said, importing and fees and tariffs and all that stuff that's going on right now. But they doubled in price. So they were about $10, $11 to $15, and now they're around $20. So they went up a bit. To be quite honest, the marking systems don't look as good as the other one, but they're good. They're really good. Unfortunately, the stock is it's Chinese stock, right? So you can tell the difference. But the crazy part is about China is like everything else that they copying technology. Look at that. This is crazy. This is the crazy fucked up part about it is the cards are actually pretty decent. They don't feel the same as bicycles. Right? They're not like bikes, but they are close enough to where it's scary that you almost can't tell the difference. Now, you putting these in my hands and I'm going to feel the thickness. They're much thicker. They're much, they feel like a tougher stock also, which may or might not be good for, handling purposes and shuffling and doing all that type of stuff. But for the price, you kind of can't beat it if you want to have at least one deck that you can take out there and really kick some ass with in terms of marking systems. And well, you can't beat it. AliExpress. Maybe I'll cut that out, or maybe not. Maybe I'll leave it in as an option. All right, guys, so those were all the bicycle rider back marked playing cards that I'm aware of that I own. If you know any others, please leave it in the comments section so I can go ahead and check them out, maybe add them to my collection. And thanks for stopping by.
Magic lovers, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.